Morning. Let's let's discuss the question, is it okay to pray for ourselves today? Let's look at this story. Jessica always prayed for others but felt guilty when she prayed for herself. One day, she read that Jesus often withdrew to prayer alone. She realized that bringing her needs to God wasn't selfish. It was an important part of her relationship with God. 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Do we truly understand that he cares for us? It's a fascinating thing. I've been there, done that. I had no problem praying for everyone else. But the times that I needed to pray for me, it just felt, I don't know, is that selfish? Is that not humble enough? Is that yada yada? And you go through all the examples of what the world decides that should be. But this verse reassures us that God cares about our personal struggles and wants us to bring them to them. See, he wants us to bring everything to him. Our victories, our struggles, our challenges, our emotional state, everything. The little, the big, the amazing, the It's just like an intimate relationship. If all we did was go to all you did was go to your spouse or your best friend and just shared all the ick all the time, all the bad stuff, eventually they're not going to really want to have a conversation and have an intimate relationship with you. John Newton said, "Thou art coming to a king, large petitions with thee bring. For his grace and power are such, none ever ask for too much." That's a great quote, isn't it? We cannot outgive or out-ask what God can give. You just can't out-ask him. The nation of Israel, as they were wandering in the wilderness, limited God because they wanted things the way they were. They kept saying, "We were better off in Egypt and you brought us out here to die. What's this all about?" Well, they got what they asked for, didn't they? Everyone over 20 years. But God told him, he says, "You're limiting me. Ask me for big things. Ask me for great things. Don't ask for the wee little beady stuff." And we're limiting God. Praying for ourselves is humble act of surrender. It recognizes that we need God's strength and guidance in our lives. There's nothing too small or too big for us to bring to him. Nothing too big, nothing too small. So, in the natural sense, whether you have a runny nose or you have a growth of cancer, God is willing and wanting to hear from you on both occasions. Whether you have a need for 50 cents or whether you have a need for $50 million, God is willing and wanted to hear from you in both situations. Whether you're looking for a spouse or a loved one, or your relationship is at the last thread and it seems like it's gone away and you don't know if you will ever get back to an intimate relationship with that person, God is willing and wanting to hear from both situations. So no matter where you're at, whether you're on the mountaintop or you're in the valley, God is willing to hear from your situation. Take it to him and he will love on you. Lord, we thank you for caring about each part of our lives. Help us to bring our needs to you without hesitation, trusting that you love us deeply. Amen.